Welcome to Cross Platform Podcast, where we discuss how to solve productivity problems across platforms. I'm Augusto Pinaud,
And I'm Art Gelwicks.
and we are in the tips of the week. So this week we have three tips. The first one is computer glasses, and Art have them. I wear them,
Mhm.
and I'm wearing them now. And I was not aware of the existence of this until a recent conversation with Art. So recently they changed my prescription. They add something else, and I got the new glasses. And working here was really not good. And if you were looking the video, if you are not looking the video, listening to the podcast, what I was did is I grab my glasses and put them in the top of my head. Not really useful for seeing anything. So I was talking to Art about it, and Art says, "How about computer glasses? Computer progressive?" So, what are you talking about? So he showed me a couple of links, and I went to the eye doctor again. And what they do is they basically invert how they build the glass. So when they build the glass, it's around 50% for distance, 30% for medium range, and then 20% for close range. When you get the computer ones, they flip it 50% for close range, 30% for the no, 30% for close range, 50% for meat, and then
Mhm.
20% for far. So if you want to see far, you're not looking at the video, you basically look with a sliver on the top. But for work in 3 to 5 feet, it is fantastic because you have appropriate vision all the way. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
been
it's
fantastic.
it's one of those things we've talked about it a number of different times on this show and on other shows, and it's the one thing I cannot belabor enough is the fact that your interaction with tech is really focused on. If I seem distracted, I apologize. I have a very large bee that has joined me in my office, so we're going to see if he cooperates or not. Anyway, long story short, the eyeglasses really can make a difference, not only from a comfort perspective. Whoop, hello.
Oh,
There
we
he went
see the
by.
bee in the camera now.
Yeah, he's rather large. Um, I'm just taking him off now. Okay, so this is a thing. We talk about having bugs in software. Well, now I have bugs in my office. I'll be right back.
So the computer, the glasses are very, very interesting because what's give you is a perfect view in that 3 to 5 range. Therefore, you can actually see
I win.
much better. You win.
Just to be
It's
clear.
good.
So I won. I have debugged my office.
You have debugged the office officially.
Yeah. So this will be the episode that we're not going to tell anybody that happened. We're just going to let them
Oh
find
no,
out
we
on
are
their
going
own.
to let everybody
No,
know.
no, 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 no. Just let them
Yes.
find that out. So yes, me being chased by a giant bee in my office. That was
Yeah, this is
amusing.
the episode where podcast listeners are going to come and see the video so they see the bee attacking you.
Yeah, that'll be the thumbnail is me ducking, this kaiju flying around my office. So, okay, back to glasses. Because this is a comfort thing and this is truly a quality of life thing. If you are going to invest in anything, you invest in something that's going to make what you're doing more comfortable, reduces your stress. Technology is a vision-based thing for most people. Taking that step, that little investment where you may spend hundreds of dollars on a high-end monitor, the things that are making that monitor visible for you
Right.
can make a huge difference. So yeah, I'm totally an advocate for it. And Augusto, we were talking about this in the pre-show. There is one challenge that people have, and that's because they'll have multiple pairs of glasses. You have one for the computer, one for off the computer. I habitually will leave my computer glasses at my computer. So when I get up from that desk, I swap my glasses. So
Right.
those glasses never leave that particular location. I consider that my computer glasses are like my computer mouse and my keyboard. They're accessories to my machine.
Right.
So what's the next tip you've got?
So, well, before they are, I like
Oh,
that they
okay.
are
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
they are accessories to your machine, and they are part of the gear. And if you will have asked me, well, do you think this is worth it? I didn't know, and I consider, okay, now we'll have two pairs of glasses after interacting with this and playing with this. You know, I actually was mentioning to you that the next time I need to fix my far distance ones, I may even get single vision ones,
Mm-hmm.
because I will basically, I now leave them in the car. They're not,
Yeah.
for all that I do around the house, these are the glasses, because what I'm doing is interacting with technology and everything else. So I don't want anything else.
And here's the thing: this type of a lens configuration, you can get it now. That being said, a lot of people have varying types of vision. Sometimes it's not
Right,
available to them. But
right.
if it is an option for you, you can get very inexpensive frames. This doesn't have to be a high fashion thing
Right.
unless you're doing what we're doing here. The only thing looking at you is your computer monitor. So if they're a little clunky, they're a little clunky. You don't have to spend a great deal of money to get to this point. The
Correct.
key thing is to wear something that makes it comfortable. And the driving factor for me was when I initially got progressives, to be able to use the focus level at the bottom, I was constantly having to tip my head back, which was creating actually pain in my neck. Well, that's an ergonomic nightmare.
Right.
So, a couple of options. I could elevate my computer, I could lay on my back, none of them was suitable. Stumbling across the availability of this type of a thing makes all the difference. I was having a conversation with someone today talking about an ergonomic mouse. When you look at the technology you use, you must make sure that you are not physically harming yourself by
Correct.
using it. And fatigue counts as physical harm in my book. So if you have something set up that's introducing fatigue, you got to do something about it.
Yep, I agree. So the second tip I have is the battery. We are starting to move again, and battery technology, external battery technology, has evolved incredibly. And now you can buy batteries that are not that heavy. Okay, and here is one. Okay, and now they can charge your laptops. That was something that was not available. Now, with many laptops having USB-C, you can charge them in the USB-C and have that external battery in your bag. Don't need to worry anymore about where is the plugging thing and where I'm going to plug when I get there. No, just put it in the desk, connect the battery, and be done with it. And that's fantastic, because not only the laptops batteries are lasting now a lot, but that will give you really a full day. Instead of getting now two or three plugins for the wall, get a battery.
It's interesting if we go back to thinking about old laptops. There was a period of time when the laptops were first coming out that you had removable batteries on them, and you could buy a spare battery.
Multiple. Mhm.
Yeah, partially because your battery life was maybe 2.5 hours. I mean, you had spare batteries just because you had to have them. Then we went to a time period of ultra thin laptops with proprietary charging ports. So you really couldn't get external batteries unless they were made by that specific manufacturer. And most of them made their batteries non-removable anymore. They just got rid of that capability. Well, now with USB-C based charging capabilities, we're getting back to a point where we can have external battery sources
Right.
again. And the biggest perk, and you see this as well as I do, USB-C charges so many things. You can have a battery in your bag that now will charge your tablet, your laptop, your phone, your earbuds, whatever. You can have that portable power source with you. They're still fairly heavy, but there are new battery technologies coming out that are lighter and they're more capable and they have longer storage life. It's absolutely worth it. So that's the
It
type of
is.
thing if you're moving back to being away from direct power connection, it's absolutely worth looking
It
into.
is completely worth it. And I remember an HP, I'm going to age myself, but I had a battery that was base HP cell that was around this thick, heavy as it could be, but basically gives you 24 hours of battery, because the
Mm-hmm.
whole bottom of the laptop was a battery. Oh, it was ridiculously heavy, but it was fantastic, because at that time, again, it was always on the go. Not need to think where I'm going to charge my laptop until I get to the hotel was worth every ounce that did wait.
Yeah, that's the type of thing where we've gotten to the point now. Again, I think USB-C has really broken that open for us. the ability to unify around a common standard. And technology standards are few and far between. Every time you have 14 standards and somebody says, "Oh, we need another standard," or "We need to standardize all of these," what do you get? You get 15 standards then. But USB-C happens to be one of those that it kind of works, and it works across the board. I carry one power supply with me, which is a USB-C power supply. It doesn't
Yes,
charge
sir.
everything at the equal rate. I understand that. I get it.
Oh,
I don't care. The fact I have just one thing to carry and I know I can charge everything that's in my bag, it's worth it. And now to be able to have an external battery unit that'll do the same thing, also worth it.
yeah. And the last thing is dictation. So I'm going to let you go all over because we have been playing as we record the show with this, and it is very incredible.
So during Microsoft Build this week, they released a bunch of announcements related to Microsoft OneNote, one of my favorite programs. And one of the things that they have released as part of the beta for the Android version, and it will be coming in some of the other versions as well, is support for dictation. Now, this is different than speech to text. Speech to text on keyboards such as, say, Google Keyboard do a very good job of capturing your text, your speech, translating it into text, and then putting it right back into the device. Very capable. Dictation's different, though. Dictation takes your speaking pattern and it will actually pull it out to the cloud. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's happening just based on timing and all. Pulling it to the cloud, try to figure out exactly what you're saying, and then push it back to your device, including things like capitalization, punctuation, and formatting controls. So as you're dictating something, if you wanted to create a new paragraph, there's a command for that. If you wanted to create a jumping for an additional line, there's a command for that, for putting in punctuation or having it do it yourself. It's amazingly powerful when it works well. Now, if I go back to old days when we talked about, or we used to have things like Dragon Naturally Speaking was an old platform that you could use. You'd wear a headset and you dictate into it and you give it commands. And I know some people who swore by it. I never had a lot of success with it. I was never found it to be particularly useful. Now, with cloud-based technologies and the applications being able to tap into things such as machine learning and AI, I think we're starting to see dictation truly step into its own. Why do I say that? Because in the beta version of OneNote right now, it has dictation as a function. And during all the recordings today, I have actually been recording a live transcription of the shows themselves, at least my side of the equation. And I
Even with
shared,
grammar and everything.
I shared a paragraph of it with Augusto,
Yeah.
and it looks like I typed it out, including it literally looks like I typed it out for an email. There was no editing that I had to do. I would say it's probably 95% accurate, including grammatical structure. This is the type of thing that I think can become a game-changing feature. We talked about during our topic, feature or future. This used to be the future. This is now becoming a feature. This feature
Right.
level functionality is available in Word, in OneNote. Google Docs has something similar. A lot of the applications at the device level are starting to provide this. I don't know of anybody who can type as fast as I can talk. And if you can capture what I'm saying accurately and give it back to me, and then
That is
allow me to
impressive.
have all that search capability and structure, that to me is a game changer. So I'm going to be using this functionality pretty heavily from now on for a lot of different purposes, since it's demonstrated its stability and its capability. But it's something that I want everybody should be taking some time to look at. If they are comfortable using something like that, something like a dictation, give it a try. Now, caveats. I don't know how it handles foreign languages, or other languages. I shouldn't say foreign, non-English languages. Not sure how good it is with that.
Right.
I'm also not sure how well it handles what would be conceived or perceived as accents. So it's going to take some testing and some trial depending on who you are and how you talk. But it's worth it, I think. Give it a shot. See how well it works. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but I'm saying that if it does work for you, it can be really compelling.
Right. And as you shared text and stuff, I was really jealous because I cannot get that technology to use. Between the English and the Spanish and the things that I mix tend to be kind of catastrophic. But uh,
I
anyways,
I would
with
think that though we will see this in multilingual capabilities more so than we would ever have before, just because of the fact that it is leveraging cloud technologies in the back end and leveraging AI and machine learning capabilities, the linguistics and the translation should be better. Now, this is not translation, this is dictation. Translation is a whole different beast. Google's been really hyped on their Google Translate, and during Google I/O, they released, a future item of being able to do that. So don't confuse it with translation, but for just capturing your voice, turning it into text, turning it into good, readable, well formatted text, dictation could be an excellent way to handle it.
right, right. So, well, with this, we get to the end of the show. Follow us where you like to listen to podcasts, like us, or subscribe to us, and leave us a review. You can also interact with us in personalproductivity.club, and we're Augusto Pinaud and Art Gelwicks. See you next time from your favorite device.